Welcome back to Fight UK. We have Adam Wilson in the green Nike trunks taking on Josh Mottram out of Derby Alliance in the black Venom trunks. I'm Dave Leatherby, alongside me Ben Cartledge. And Ben, at this level you don't often get to see the guys, but I understand that you've seen Adam Wilson before and he's fighting out of a very, very high level gym at Next Generation.
Yeah, I've seen Adam Wilson fight a couple of times. Very good grappler, as we're seeing there. Escaped that head position there beautifully. Rolled in, and now he's got his man pushed up, looking to attack the single. Once again, Dave, got to be mindful of that head position.
Yeah, got to be very careful with the head position. You see Paul Rimmer down there, BJJ black belt and owner of Next Gen, that's had so many good domestic level fighters, well, European level fighters really, the likes of Chris Fishgold, Danny Roberts, Patrick Pimblett. A lot of great fighters coming out of there, and of course he's worked with the likes of Paul Sass in the past. It'll be interesting to see what sort of range Adam Wilson is looking to get his work done. Mottram out of Derby Alliance, looks like he wants to work the strikes from the outside, Ben.
Straight in inside on the double was Wilson, but Mottram avoided it well, and now he's attacking the head.
Yeah, good takedown defense from Mottram. Now looking to get the back here, Ben. Nice switch from Wilson.
Great job from Wilson there, who turned in, and being the taller man, looking to push the pace and get some strikes going there in the clinch, Dave. A real sweet spot when we see two strikers go at it like this. The taller guy, especially under the unified rules that we have where there's no knees to the head, knees to the body from this position can be very advantageous. But at the moment, Wilson's going to struggle to use him because Mottram is pushing him up against the fence and making his life a misery. Jumps guard there.
Looking for the guillotine.
Must feel he has it quite tight.
He has wins by guillotine before, Ben.
That is a tight-looking choke.
He could go out here, Mottram. He looks like he's struggling.
We've got the body triangle locked on. Wilson is cranking that for all he is worth.
Looks very calm. Wilson looks over to his corner. Great work from Mottram, Ben. Fantastic work from Josh Mottram, because that did look tight for a second. I'm not sure if his legs were wobbling out of lack of oxygen or what, Ben. That was a very interesting turn of events, and credit to Mottram for not tapping.
Did incredibly well, but so often what we've seen here, Dave, as we've seen so many times, these amateur fights, Wilson really can't rest on his laurels in this position. You can't give up too much time in the bottom position, especially when we're looking at these shorter rounds.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be throwing up subs all the time if you want to play from the bottom. In MMA, full stop, Ben, let alone at this amateur level. But he's looking for the triangle as we say that. Difficult to see from our vantage point.
Attacks, then switches to the arm, it looks like. But a great escape there, and the legs come over again. Adam Wilson with some really fluid grappling off the bottom.
Oh, very, very high level action here in the amateur ranks at Fight UK. Fantastic work from both fighters. Some very, very good choke resilience shown from Josh Mottram. But for his other partner, Adam Wilson, some fantastic takedowns, and looks a constant danger of submissions, even showing danger from his back then. This is very evenly poised. It's going to be very interesting to see what the Alliance team are going to be saying to Mottram in the break. I should imagine they're going to want him to get on his bike, Ben, and look for the strikes from outside.
And we said at the start, two very evenly matched guys. Wilson coming in with a 3-1 record, Mottram 3-2, and it's really played out very well when we've looked at this contest. And like you say, Wilson, for me, looking the more likely to put himself in a position where he could get the finish. The guillotine, the standing looked very tight. Mottram looked to struggle, but he had a nice period of control at the end there. But even that being said, Wilson was still attacking right to the death. A very interesting second round I'm looking forward to here.
Yeah, I mean, as a general rule of thumb in UK MMA, certainly at the domestic level, more often than not, you don't want to tangle grappling-wise with the kids out of Next Gen. They really work all facets of the game, obviously, but there's some excellent young grapplers out there. I mean, we mentioned Patrick Pimblett earlier on. Some real dynamic guys, especially from their back.
Flicks out a jab and doubles it in.
Mottram looking to get this side control position.
Mottram did well following his man on the canvas there. Wilson looked like he was going to start getting a little bit loose. Flicked out a nice jab and then followed it up with a kick to the body. But now it's Mottram in a dominant position, looking to pass the side controls he has there.
Yeah, Mottram's arm there could be in danger. He's taking it out.
North-south position here. Wilson really needs to start moving here, Dave, and start working. He rolls to his front and gets up and looks to complete a takedown of his own.
Mottram could go for a guillotine of his own here, Ben. It's a risk, though, giving up position against the grappler. Looks like he might jump. Oh, no, a nasty angle. Fantastic attempt from Mottram. He could have this, Ben. Wow, that looks tight. Difficult to see his face, Ben, from here.
Wilson did the right thing trying to turn into it, Dave, in terms of regaining his guard a little bit.
Two tough guys, Ben. Both have looked in big, big danger with their necks. Both fighting through it. Let's see if Wilson's going to throw up these triangle attempts again.
A well-matched technical amateur fight, excuse me, Dave. Really the calling card here of Fight UK. So many fights like this we've seen over the years from this promotion.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's indicative of the whole amateur scene at the highest level in the UK just moving on. I mean, we've seen all the local gyms produce guys, the likes of UTC. You know, there's been so many youngsters blooded through Fight UK over the years, Ben. I mean, the likes of Leon Roberts, obviously, in the UFC now, and there's been so many guys that have come through the ranks here. And again, we're looking at two very high-level amateurs here. Again, throwing the triangle nut.
Wilson once again attacking off his back, and now he's got to make this count, Dave, because if he spent a lot of time, switches up to the armbar very nicely. Wilson really is a bag of tricks on the bottom, but Mottram doing well to escape both those submissions and then diving back into the guard with a big shot that lands.
Yeah, he's had a lot of time on top in this round now, has Josh Mottram. So, you know, you've got to think the control position, although he's threatening with subs. Mottram's probably staying just busy enough to be edging this, Ben, I think. It's a difficult game to play off your back, Ben, in these 3-minute rounds.
Very much so, Dave. You've really got to be threatening on a constant basis, and Wilson's had his moments, but Mottram, for me, has been able to chip away when he's had the opportunity and threaten himself, especially with that neck crank that he had on at one point. What another great round here between these two.
Yeah, Mottram showing that he's got some threat with grappling of his own. That choke looked very, very dangerous. Wilson, to his credit, getting out of that one. And I mean, you've mentioned it already, Ben, how evenly matched these two fighters are. Fantastic action here at Fight UK. Going to be very interesting to see the tactics coming out of both corners now. I should imagine Paul Rimmer in the corner of Wilson is probably going to be saying to his man, listen, you can't afford to go to your back again in this round. Although you're threatening with the subs, we mention it all the time, it's so difficult to get the nod in the judge's eyes from your back if this fight does in fact go the distance. First round was very close. It really is all to play for, Ben.
Realistically, the safest way that you can, if you're Paul Rimmer, if you're in Adam Wilson's corner, the safest thing that you can say to him is to go out there and get this finished, because that's realistically, when you're talking about the first round being close and the second round you spent a lot of time in a not very advantageous position, the only way you know you're 100% going to be sure is to get that man out of there, and it looks like that's what he's instructed, because Wilson looking to throw some kicks, establish the range early on. You see a big welt on the body of Mottram from one of those kicks that landed, Dave.
Yeah, both guys exchanging kicks. Mottram, nice little left hand around the corner there.
And being the smaller man, being the less tall man, the overhand's always going to be the weapon of choice. Your go-to shot against the taller guy, arcing it in over the top, trying to clip your man on the jaw.
Now Mottram put himself in danger of the guillotine in this position in the first round. Although he looks like he might just be creeping around to the back now. Difficult to see from our vantage point. The referee just in the way at the moment. But he gets his man to the floor. Fantastic work from Josh Mottram. Adam Wilson, the single butterfly in here.
Wilson really needs to make something happen from here, Dave. He can't just sit around in this position. He's got to scramble and he's got to move.
Yeah, needs to at least regain full guard here, I think, Ben, to start threatening. Might be looking for Kimura on the far side. Difficult to see Ben on our blind side here, but possibly fishing for that far arm, Adam Wilson. Mottram does well, postures out of it. Now sat in the full guard of Wilson. Looking for the hip bump, nothing given.
Mottram very solid, Dave. We've talked about Wilson attacking a lot, but Mottram's base has been second to none in this, especially in this round where he hasn't been shaken by a lot of the different sweep attempts that have been happening.
Yeah, he must know that he's probably picked up that second round, Ben, and he's going to be content to ride the fight out from here. The sub attempts from Wilson aren't happening like in previous rounds. He's got a good base, Mottram, as you mentioned. He's going to be content to just sit here and finish this round out, I think.
Really close back and forth contest this, but as it's gone into the later stages, you just feel that Josh Mottram doing slightly more, maintaining the top position, chipping away with those shots. Wilson's submission attack becoming progressively less and less as we go towards the end here.
Yeah, he's in a difficult position, Wilson, and Mottram's done well to pin him up against the cage and just negate a lot of that offense. Great work from Mottram, great control here. As the 10-second clacker goes.
Wilson knows he's got to attack here. Dives on a single, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Rolls through. Oh, and a big shot.
Big shots from Mottram
there.
Really putting the exclamation point on the end of the round was Derby Alliance's Josh Mottram, who will probably go on to win the decision here. Fantastic work from both fighters, though. The crowd loving Josh Mottram, Ben. Big pop for him, and wow, what a prospect.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 hard-fought rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Our judges have rendered a unanimous decision. 2 judges scoring the contest 29-28 and 1 judge scoring it 30-27 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision from the blue corner, Josh